Now let's get straight into it, all right? This is going to be a rubric that you follow day one of Diamond Dynasty. You're going to basically tackle everything that you need to tackle, especially when it comes to offline content. So the first thing I want you to do when you get MLB The Show 21 Diamond Dynasty, I don't know whether it will be inside Diamond Dynasty or inside Road to the Show, but you want to go ahead and create your ball player. It might even have its own section outside of Diamond Dynasty and Road to the Show. What creating this ball player will allow you to do is basically create a created player that is going to be able to play at whichever position you want them to play in Diamond Dynasty. For example, I have a catcher right here. His name is Bhlademyst. He can play the catcher position. He can play shortstop, center field, all of that. But there's a catch to it. They can play the bullpen. They can play the starting rotation, whatever you want. But in whatever position you want them to play, you have to go ahead and upgrade them with certain missions that are specific to that position. For example, let's say I wanted to put Bhlademyst at third base now. At third base, I would have certain missions to complete specific to third basemen. So for example, right here, I would need to get with my created third baseman player 150 hits, and they're going to have a unique player card for every single position. So the catcher is going to have its own unique player card. So is the pitcher, so is the right fielder, etc. That's usually how it works, and I don't think they're going to go ahead and change that for MLB The Show 21. Now, another thing you want to keep in mind is, since it's integrated into Road to the Show and Diamond Dynasty, you can upgrade the attributes of the player while playing Road to the Show. You can also do it while playing Diamond Dynasty, and it will transfer over to Road to the Show. So for example, I create a third baseman and I get him to a 65 overall doing Diamond Dynasty missions. It's going to be a 65 overall when I go to Road to the Show as well, which is the beauty of what they're changing. The only real difference in Road to the Show is that you're able to create a two-way player that is going to be able to hit and then pitch as well, following the Shohei Ohtani format of a player. Now, the reason why this leads up to step number 2 is because, like I said, you have certain missions. So you're going to have to want to get an Excel sheet out. You're going to want to get a notebook out or a notepad. Any of those 3 will fit the requirements to go ahead and start jotting down what missions it is you need to complete in order to start upgrading your created ball player. And another reason why this helps is because before you even play a game, I want you to hop into programs. I want you to click on featured programs. I want you to go to the first inning. I want you to go to missions, see if there are any offline missions that you need to complete. If there are online missions, then go ahead, have a section for online missions, have a section for offline missions, and write down the stats that you need to go ahead and acquire in order to get either the program points or get the points necessary to upgrade the player or unlock a player, unlock some rewards. Now, you're going to be doing the same thing for other programs such as player programs. For example, last year, MLB The Show 20, we had a starter program of George Brett. In George Brett's starter program, we had certain things such as tally hits with any player. Now, when you don't see the online label on it, that means you can complete this in certain modes such as play versus the CPU or conquest. You cannot complete this in showdown, and it will not count in moments either. It will only count in online game modes and offline game modes. But when it has something specific like win 2 games in conquest, clearly it's telling you directly you must win those 2 games in conquest. You can't win 2 ranked seasons games and then think that it will count for you. So I want you to keep that in mind. If you want to go ahead and get that starter gold George Brett, then you know what it is you have to do in terms of the missions. You write it down, and then you know for sure, hey, I got myself 5 out of the 5 hits required. I know I completed that. I got myself 10 out of the 10 strikeouts required. And this says any pitchers, so it's not team specific. You say, okay, I got myself done with that. And then I completed the 2 conquest games. If the mission had a stage 2 of missions, then you would unlock that stage 2 and you would be able to see what those stage 2 missions are. Now, like I said, you're going to want to dissect the program's workbook, whatever it is you want to call it, section. You're going to want to dissect it and check every single program just in case there are missions that you can go ahead and knock out right now. And then when you go over to Team Affinity, this is where it gets specific. Team Affinity usually has missions that are with specific players, or not specific players, specific team players. So for example, if you want to unlock points for the Orioles team affinity to get whatever their starting team affinity diamond is, which is Anthony Santander, just in case you're wondering, you're going to have to do certain missions with players strictly from the Orioles. Now, there are easy ways you can go ahead and knock this out. You can diversify your portfolio when it comes to your 25-man roster. That includes your 8 starting lineup guys plus the pitcher, your 5 bench guys, the starting rotation, and bullpen arm. And whatever it is you're trying to get in terms of team affinity cards, you can go ahead and put a player from each and every single team out there and start working towards whatever mission requirements you need to go ahead and complete. And as I said previously, you're going to be writing it down. So if you need to get extra base hits with Orioles, for example, you write 0 out of 10 extra base hits with Orioles. You get yourself an Orioles player from the community market or opening a tab, and then you know, each time I get a single, let me try to stretch it into a double just so I can go ahead and get rid of these missions a lot quicker. If I unlock more missions, then that's going to go ahead and allow me to do those next missions much quicker. And if you're not unlocking missions, at least you know now you can go ahead and check back into the program and see either the rewards you unlocked or if you went ahead and obtained the player as well. And then there are also going to be specific missions where you need to use specific cards from that program in order to complete missions. So you want to make sure you're paying attention to everything. And as I said, it's important to write down everything. 100% important. Trust me on that. So those are the first 2 things you want to go ahead and do in Diamond Dynasty. Let's move on to number 3. Number 3, once you go ahead and write all the missions down for all the players that you're interested in obtaining, it's going to take you a while, probably an hour, to see each and every single program, each and every single team affinity, and see which ones for sure you want to build that 25-man roster with. After that, what you're going to go ahead and do is go into My Player Collection, or it can be a lot easier done if you go into Collections and then go to where it says Live Series. So for example, you want to start working towards collecting Live Series players. And on launch, trust me, rule of thumb is you want to go ahead and put a buy order at the minimum price needed to purchase a player. For a common, it's 5 stubs. For a bronze, it's 25 stubs. And then for a silver, it's 100 stubs. I'm not going to go to golds or diamonds just yet because I don't want you to spend 1K per gold just yet, especially in the beginning of the game, because we're not trying to go to bankrupt instantly. So put a buy order for each and every single common of each and every single team for 5 stubs. Put a buy order for each and every single bronze card from each and every single team for 25 stubs. You're going to do the same thing for silvers. It's going to be for 100 stubs. And eventually, they're going to sell to you. I promise you, they're going to sell to you. And you're going to be able to knock these goodies for the minimum amount of stubs required. You're going to be able to get experience. You're going to be able to get stubs. That's going to go a long way towards the future when we want to go ahead and put the minimum required to buy golds. Once we knocked all of that down, you're basically done with what I want you to do in day 1 in terms of basically writing things down. But there are a couple of more things I want you to pay attention to. For example, on the home screen, you got this mission section, and these are daily missions, which means every day, whatever you don't complete, it's going to stay there. Whatever you complete, it's going to refresh and give you more missions. It's important because it allows you to complete the first inning program, which is going to be the program that we start off with, a lot faster, and it's going to allow you to get one of those inning bosses a lot quicker as well. Today, yes, today, make sure you hit that red subscribe button. Make sure you turn on that notification bell. Hit that like button on this video as well. Today, we're going to drop a video, everything you need to know about the first inning programs or inning programs in general, and MLB The Show 21. So I'm going to go in depth, and I'm going to go ahead and explain all of this to you guys as well. So make sure you guys go ahead and hit that red subscribe button. So the starter missions, they're going to work towards allowing you to get program stars. You're going to want to write these down as well. Well, actually, you don't need to 100% write it down. As long as you put the player inside the team, you're going to be good, because these missions, unlike the other missions in the featured programs and player programs, they are stacked, or not stacked, they are tracked within games actually played. So if you have a Detroit Tigers player inside the game, as you complete innings, it's going to go ahead and pop up and let you know you have 7 out of 15 innings, you have 8 out of 15 innings, and then when you complete the goal, it will tell you goal completed. So keep that in mind. These missions, luckily for you, they are tracked within the game. The other ones are not. Once we got all of that down, we can finally go ahead and start playing some MLB The Show. We're going to start with offline content. What offline content we're going to start with, you're going to have to wait till tomorrow where we go into part 2, the final part of the things you should do starting off in Diamond Dynasty. If you did end up enjoying today's content, make sure you hit that like button, red subscribe button, turn on that notification bell. Follow me on all my socials. I'm active there. I post a lot of things on Instagram and Twitter, so make sure you follow both. Also, turn on that notification bell. Click on the channel, more Bhlademyst. I have a variety gaming channel, and I also have a reaction channel. Check those two out. Maybe you'll like it, maybe you won't. It's up to you. And also, community tab. I'm also pretty active there. As always, have a blessed day and night. Stay positive, stay safe, stay blessed. Love you all. Take care, and I'll catch you all on the next one. Peace out.